Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Vishnu and Jupudi, and I'm glad that you are all here. Today, we will be solving problem number 25 of the 2019 AMC 8. The problem reads, Alice has 24 apples. In how many ways can she share them with Becky and Chris so that each of the three people has at least 2 apples? So, what we first want to do is find out what the question's asking. If we look back at the question, we can see that the question asks, in how many ways can she share them? So, that's the question that we have to answer. Now, how should we approach this problem? For more advanced problem solvers, you can probably see that we can attack this problem with the stars and bars approach. For those of you who don't know, stars and bars refers to an elementary counting and probability concept in which you can count the number of ways a set of objects, in this case apples, can be distributed among a group of other objects, in this case people. So, if you don't know what stars and bars is, click the link that should be in the top right of the video right now about stars and bars, or check out our math techniques playlist, which has a lot of other techniques including stars and bars. So, let us solve this problem. Now, to use stars and bars, we have to have at least 0 objects that can be placed in each of the 3 people. Now, in this problem, they ask for at least 2 apples for each person. So, how should we get rid of this restriction? Well, we know we have 3 people, right? Alice, Becky, and Chris. And we know that each one has at least 2 apples. So why don't we just give 2 apples to each of them? So Alice now has 2 apples, Becky now has 2 apples, and Chris now has 2 apples. So, now that they each have 2 apples, each of them can have at least 0 apples from the remaining ones. So, now we can use stars and bars. So, we first want the number of objects. So we start out with 24 apples, but then we subtract 6 apples because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apples that have already been given. So that results in 18 apples left over. Now, how many partitions are there? We have 3 groups, but we subtract 1 since the number of partitions is equal to the number of groups minus 1. This is equal to 2. So now we have 18 objects, 2 partitions. We are ready to solve this problem. So let's just draw it out. So there's some apples with Alice, a partition between Alice and Becky, some apples with Becky, a partition between Becky and Chris, and finally some apples for Chris. Now, the neat thing about this is that it doesn't matter if some groups are empty. For example, let's say Becky gets no apples. Then we can just have 2 consecutive partitions without any apples in between. And that still works because we've already given Becky 2 apples. So she already has at least 2 and the condition is satisfied. We can also exclude 2 people. So let's say both Becky and Chris don't get any apples. Then we can just have an empty partition and an empty partition over here. And Alice just gets all the apples. And this still works because each of them has gotten at least 2 apples. So with that out of the way, we actually have a straight way for solving the problem. We can just count the number of arrangements of these 2 partitions and these 18 apples. Now, you can think of this as choosing 2 spots for each of the partitions among 20 spots for all the partitions and apples. This is because 18 apples plus 2 partitions is equal to 20 spots, and we have 2 partitions, so we need to choose 2 of the spots. And the way we do that is we just compute 20 choose 2. Now, this is equal to 20 times 19 divided by 2 times 1, which is equal to 190. Now, this is our answer to our problem, right? Because the number of ways to sort this set is the exact same as the number of ways to share them. Because since each of them has already gotten 2 apples, it doesn't matter how we sort this, because the condition is always satisfied. So, looking back at our answer choices, we see that 190 matches with answer choice C. And we are done. Thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please comment down below or email me at steamaspirations@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, and this is Vishnu Ranjipudi signing off. Bye, everyone!